right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Zay here, and D in the car. We just got out of Alien Romulus. Man, I mean, what a time we had. First off, let's just establish this. I've seen a few Alien movies. D,
All of them.
you've seen all of
All of
them.
them. They were, yeah, I've seen all of them from the start to the finish at this point. Wow.
How does this one stack up with all the other ones?
Oh, it's by far like one of the best put
Mm.
together movies I've seen of Alien. Like they have done so well at keeping it together and making it clear. Like there was no confusion
Mm-mm.
whatsoever. I love this one so far.
It definitely has. This definitely has the most rewatchability I've seen of a lot of the Alien movies. This one is like, I gotta see this again. I can't wait for it to get like on streaming services and stuff, so I can like hear more of what they were saying. Like this was such a good ride. Like we were just saying this. What's most important about this one is you don't even have to have watched any Alien movie or
Not at
know
all.
anything about Alien to get this. You're gonna really enjoy this one. I really do feel like it. So let's just go ahead and break it down in terms of what our thoughts was. Story wise, this was a
Oh,
damn good story.
I enjoyed the story.
This was a really good
story was
one.
like greatly moving through everything. Like it was perfect for me.
Exactly. This one definitely did something different than a lot of other space movies do. A lot of other space movies kind of rush into the action, they rush into space. This one took a good maybe 15 to 20 minutes to get
Hmm.
the main characters into space, but I think that everything that we saw that introduced us into the movie was really good. You made us feel for the main character, Rain.
Yeah.
Shout out Rain, man. Rain was a damn good main character, as well as
Shoot, shout
Andy.
out to Andy,
Shout
man.
out to Andy as
Andy was the
well.
MVP.
But I really like how the movie established everything from the beginning. Spoiler alert, of course, we're never going to really be able to hold in things, but I really liked how in the beginning they made you feel for her because she had just enough credits to move on and be able to go to another planet that had sunlight because the
To
planet
be
that they're
free.
on to be free. And what did the people at the credits place do to her?
Oh yeah, it is double the credits. Yeah,
Just
no big.
fucked it
Oh,
over.
guess what? You hit the quota. All right, here's the next quota. Good luck.
Here's 5, 6 more years.
Good
I
luck.
was like, that's just corporate America right there.
Oh
I said,
man.
come on now. But really like that they did that. And then of course her desperation led her to, team up with this group of people that she had, like her friends, and they end up finding like this abandoned, decommissioned ship that's floating around above them. And they just end up flying up there, and then they end up, running into what we know as the face hugger, the baby xenomorphs. I mean, oh my goodness, it was the pacing of the film itself is really well done.
Oh
It
yes.
took its time to get them on the ship. It took them time to establish what these aliens are and why they have to also get rid of them. But back to the story as it was, like we said, Andy's a really great character.
Oh
He's a
yes.
synthetic, like a robot. And of course, with most movies with a robot in them, they do pull the whole oh, you're not human, you're not
Oh.
real. Talk about your thoughts on that. We had an asshole character
Oh
in here.
man.
How'd he made you feel?
Even though Andy was a synthetic man, I felt more connected to Andy than I did for like a couple other characters. Like I'd rather had Andy sir keep going through everything more than I had other characters. Like come on, man. I
Exactly.
loved Andy from the start to the movie to basically the end of the movie. I loved him from there.
Exactly. I don't, I like how they established the human versus synthetic thing, but it was just a small portion of it. It wasn't
Hmm.
the entirety of the film, but man, let's go ahead and get to the fact of some of our favorite parts. First favorite part had to be, I know we all know the iconic, busting out the chest in the
Oh,
first
oh, that
movie.
was rough.
This one, I think it made me feel something. Like
Oh,
first of all, when the face hugger was on the girl and then they finally got it off of her, but you can
mm-hmm.
see the tail like
Yep.
so deep within her throat. Pause.
Please pause. Please pause.
But
No.
it was
Oh my
it wasn't
gosh.
just disgusting, but it was also like, wow, this is really fucked. But I just liked how
No.
smart the characters were because of course they wanted to save her, but the space dude Rook, I think that's his name, who was like the half destroyed synthetic, the guy who was
Yeah.
really fucking shit up and he was also trying to save them. He was like, yeah, what are the chances? 60-40. We should probably leave her and leave her here. And if
Hmm.
you would have left her here, we would have had a shorter movie. Essentially, you would
Definitely.
not have had the film that we had. But I get it. The humans wanted to save her, and Rook kind of used the human experience against them, kind of
Hmm.
saying like, they don't know when to let go. They always hold on. They use their
Yeah,
emotions.
too emotional. Too
You're too
emotional.
emotional. Me personally, I'm leaving you. Sorry, there's about a select handful of people on this earth, and I'm not leaving on this ship. Of course, you're one of them. I'll bring you along. But the moment you start hearing that bump in your chest, my
Oh
guy, you're
my
going into space. What
gosh.
you talking about?
I was
You're
just telling
going
them
into space.
earlier too. I love our generation right now. We are able to put such great technology to make
Mm.
this space movie actually look really damn good.
It looked really. This
Like,
didn't feel like it was on a lot of sets. It feels like there were. First of all, the face huggers looked like there was some practical effects there, and
yeah.
if not, the CGI was phenomenal. The space station looked great. I
Uh-huh.
love the shots of space. It never felt cheap. Like there was so much money put into the look and the feel of this actual movie. But
Definitely. And I did have a little spoiler before we came in. I saw that they were going to do the actual animatronics that they did in the first movie of the
mm,
alien. So there's no CGI on those giant aliens. They were actually a person in an animatronic being the
that's
alien. That's why I
crazy.
loved how good it looked. Like they did a lot of detail into
I
this
like that.
movie.
You could almost feel the weight of the alien, like whenever it was walking around.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded huge. It sounded like it was going to destroy you, versus like fake sound effects thrown in
Uh-huh.
there. I
Yeah.
really did like it, but that was one of my favorite moments. Was of course the baby xenomorph popping out of the girl.
Oh my
I
gosh.
thought that was great.
I had to stop eating.
Oh yeah, we really did. No, there was some moments I was like, this is really nasty, but I couldn't stop watching it. But I like the build up to it. Takes about what, probably like 30 minutes to really get into the introduction of them, but I think it's well worth it. You really feel for all the characters except the I'm gonna just call him the racist synthetic one. He felt like he was racist towards synthetic
I'm not gonna lie, he played
people.
his character really well.
He was really really good, but I just feel like everybody did their job in terms of showing the characters. Shout out Kate, got pregnant. You stayed in there as long as you could. Also, another great moment. We said that the movie felt like it had a video game feel. It felt
Yes.
like it had levels, like when they had to go through the hallway, like they had to make
Mm-hmm.
their. It was smart. Like there was levels to this. They weren't just running around doing stupid stuff. They actually had to stop before the little face huggers were gonna attack them. And Andy had to say, okay, now that your temperature in the room is the same as your body, you still can be nervous, you can still have anxiety, you can still have
You
goosebumps,
can
and
have
then
the
they'll
human
notice it from
aspect.
that.
Yeah. Like that
Hell, if
human
you hell, nigga,
trait.
if you were farting, if you
Them
farted
fuckers
there.
after you.
Exactly. But I liked how they did that like a level in a game. Like you have to be able to get through this. And then
Mm-hmm.
of course one of my favorite moments, but it's also tragic. Kate on the other side of the
Oh.
door. You see the xenomorph in its totality for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy, because he has a different chip in his brain, he's a little bit, soldier Andy, not normal Andy. He was like, look, I can't let her in here, all right?
Nah,
If I let
nah.
her in, you see him looking, the
Yeah,
xenomorph's
you see
waiting to
that
eat all of
8 foot
us.
creature behind her? Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not letting anybody in. I'm sorry, even if it's my mama. I'm sorry,
Oh.
mama. You staying outside. You can go chat it up with the xenomorph. I'm not playing with you.
Oh, she did.
But I did. But I love that moment. That was really good. What were some of your best moments from the film that you can
I'd have to say like the
remember?
realest moment would be like the like you said, when the video game aspect of it all, when they're going through that first hallway at 98 degrees and their
Hmm.
own body temperature, right? My one of my moments would be when Andy showed a human characteristic of
Mm.
saying "run." I was like, "Oh shit, it got real! It got
Exactly.
real, real quick." And I have to say another one would be like the Easter eggs they threw in there for the
Hmm.
video game, the video game about the aliens. I was
Hmm.
trying to survive pretty much. I love that they threw some Easter eggs in the movie for that game.
Exactly.
I
You
love
said like
that.
the scanner.
Yeah, the
It,
little
it
motion sensor or what's it called? Yeah, something like the motion sensor that they have in the game. I
was
love that they
good.
brought that into this movie.
I think it was really good. Like I said, there weren't moments that made you think damn, they're making really dumb decisions. It was just rash decisions that humans make to kind of get where they need to go. They obviously did not want to go back to their colony because they were like, we want to go to, this new planet that
Hmm.
has the actual, the sun that they wanted to be able to see.
We all want to go for the better life. This is how it
Exactly, of course,
goes.
and like the human element. Andy didn't know that he was not gonna be coming with them. I think that there was a good theme of why would you leave? It's so easy to leave somebody behind until you
Hmm.
actually have to do it. And
Yeah.
I think that really came back into play a little bit later on. But the xenomorphs looked amazing.
Oh, for
We got
sure.
some of the classic deaths. We got the double tongue
Oh
pop out. That
man.
scare was nuts. I was waiting
Oh,
for it. I was like, when's that xenomorph gonna
I was
pop out
like,
the little mini mouth and
ooh.
fuck that dude up in the face?
I was like,
Yeah,
whoever's
bro.
gonna die like that's gonna die a rough death, because that's them eating, bro. They
Oh
eating
my
you
god. And then
slow.
and then the reveal of more of them. Oh
Oh my
my god.
gosh.
I was like, come on. But
That would be
it
one of my favorite parts. But too, we saw that hallway of all those people with all the little dead. I don't even know what those crawlers are called. Actually, I'm gonna call them creepy crawlers. So
exactly, yeah.
all them dead at their feet. I was like, oh shoot! And you see all those people with all their chests. Oh, they have so many more.
Exactly.
It's terrifying.
It's just it was really really well put together. And of course, the acid. I liked how they incorporate a lot of stuff that we saw in the early part of the movie. They used again, like they made it funny with the whole zero gravity thing.
Mm-hmm.
They took a long time to not bring that back up, and then it came back up later
Yep.
to save them when of course when Rain and Andy were being attacked by all of them. They put the zero gravity on, and then there's your badass moment by Rain, just
Oh yeah.
just destroying them. And then of course the acid is in the air, but they can't turn off the gravity, so she has to go through like an acid
Like
space field once
like
again.
one of the
Video
laser
game.
mazes. Yeah.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I was like, another video game aspect. It's not just like it's not the same thing we've seen. Like, oh, you got to avoid acid, you got to step away from it. No, this time you have to actually like maneuver your way in space, zero gravity through it. I thought that was really nice. And then the elevator scene was, oh
Oh
my
my
god, that was
gosh.
damn
Like
good.
I said, man, Andy kicking butt.
And then Andy saying bitch at the end.
Right? He stuttered on that one too. I was
Oh my
dying.
god. Oh my god.
I
But
like how they played off the deaths too. Like they
mm,
actually showed some unique deaths that we never really got to see because we didn't have the technology to do that. Like
exactly.
one of them acid ones. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a terrible way to
Yeah,
go.
he really went. He really. That was the that was the racist synthetic dude. Yeah, he went out from the acid, and he tried. I mean, he tried to electrocute the xenomorph
Yeah,
before it could come out. You know what? I'll give you hats off to you for trying instead of running away. But I probably still would have ran
oh yeah,
because at the end of the day, I don't think I can take on that motherfucker any day of the week.
but let's be real, he hasn't even seen the xenomorph yet at that point either. So
He doesn't know what the hell it looks
yeah,
like.
all he saw was little creepy crawlies.
So he's probably thinking there's a bunch of them in there, but he
Mm-hmm.
he found out the hard way. But definitely, like we said, like I said, storyline wise, really well put together. Pacing and timing, very well done. This
Yeah.
didn't feel like it was dragging. There wasn't really any moments that felt too slow. Yes, the beginning, there could have been some parts that could have been sped up in it, but it's not enough to drag the movie down because it brings the story all together.
I wouldn't even say the beginning was slow. They paced their getting to know characters pretty dang well. Like
Exactly.
it was. I guess you looked at it from like you only want action. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of slow, but if you actually look at it overall, getting to know these characters was pretty dang oh, I'm sorry, pretty dang fast,
Mhm.
and you actually start to feel for each of these characters.
Exactly. Instead of just watching them die or being like, okay, I'm waiting for you to die.
Yeah.
Like I said, Kate, when she revealed she's pregnant, that was about like a good hour in the movie, and then I'm really feeling for her when
Mm-hmm.
she's on the other side of that door. Versus if we didn't know who Kate was, it's just okay, you're another person
Yeah.
that died. Of course the girl with the shaved head, she was kind of the most disposable one because they needed to have somebody die from the chest burster, and that's fine. But besides that, everyone else was I wanted them to survive, except for the dude who was being mean to the synthetic. But everybody else, I had a reason to seeing them really live and kind of make it. And then, like we said, with the third act, we thought it was done
Oh my
after
gosh. Yeah.
the elevator scene. But tell us what happened next, D, because I kind of
Oh.
called it.
Oh
I
my.
kind of called what was happening
You were
here.
joking, but you were.
That was fucking
Oh my
around.
gosh, dude! When I saw that, I was like, "Oh no!" That way they. Okay, I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, an alien baby, but a real human baby that decides to grow the fucking 9 feet. tall, skin and bone with a tail. Like what?
Exactly.
And this weird looking. I don't know. I feel like I've seen that kind of facial feature on a character,
I
like from
feel
Lethal
like
Company or not Lethal Company, like the Spring Head. Have you seen one of those?
yeah.
They
I
give me
feel like I've seen that before. I feel like they tried to do it in like Prometheus, like one of the early.
yes.
I don't, but those movies weren't. They didn't hit as well because it was way too focused on the lore. This one felt different. I like how they took Kate's pregnancy and they took the storyline of like, okay, we mix the xenomorph blood or the xenomorph, entity or what's inside of them, and we tried to like make a superhuman kind of out of it. But
Uh-huh.
then you realize, oh, I'm not injecting myself with that black liquid any day,
Oh
but Kate
no.
had to. You shouldn't have injected yourself with it.
She
We
got the fair warning saying, "Don't do it. I don't trust it," but still decided to
Exactly.
do
I'm
it
like, if
herself.
someone's telling you they don't trust it, I wouldn't be putting my neck myself. But just when we think she's good in the cryo chamber, nope, we got alien Xeno baby popping up, and then
Oh,
it grows really fast into this weird looking humanoid xenomorph kind of thing, and that starts off a really epic thought. Like I said, up until this point, we thought this is a damn good movie, really good. It elevated
uh-huh.
itself to go, no, we're not done yet, and Rain really held her own in there. I feel like she had one of those badass moments trying to detach the cargo hull.
Uh-huh.
That was so nice. And then, oh yeah, and then on top of this, oh yeah, by the way, they're hurtling into a fucking ring of a star or a ring of a planet, and all the debris and the rocks that surround the star, or,
Mm-hmm.
the ring itself, if they end up hitting, it's gonna blow up the entire ship.
Oh
So
yeah.
there's a ticking clock element there. They're
So
not just waiting forever for this to happen.
no, they're casually going straight into the asteroid ring. I was like, oh
Exactly.
my
And it was
gosh.
nice. And like you said, beautifully shot. There's
Oh
so
yes.
many really good looking parts in this film.
Definitely a screensaver.
Exactly. And like I said, and then the pacing was phenomenal. Let's go ahead and finish off with the acting. Round of applause for Rain, man.
Yeah,
Rain was
Rain was phenomenal.
fantastic. I mean, that's a badass character if I've ever seen one. But of course, you said that he was kind of like the real star of the show. Andy
I got
was
my
the
boy
star of the
Andy.
show,
Yeah,
man. Andy was the star of the
he
show.
played all of himself really well.
I forgot he
Like
was even a human playing a robot. I really felt like
yeah,
they got a robot on set to really try to act human like. He was really good.
he
He
did good with his glitches. He did good with his different
mm,
personalities. I'm like, oh
when he
my
was
gosh.
frozen for a
Yeah.
while, it's so weird because like if you just see that from a trailer, you think he's like infected by something, but no, he's
Hmm.
just rebooting. But it looks so terrifying, almost like
Yeah.
he's in pain himself of just rebooting his system, and and then his mannerism changes because he's doing it for the company, but he wants to do
Yeah.
it for Wayne. I think they balanced that really well.
He was able to
So
switch his accent like crazy, and he did it flawlessly.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like without any hesitation or anything. I would
Some
have stuttered like a mud.
Exactly. I mean, he was stuttering there, but it was the like I said, the acting was just really good by the main stars in this one. So, I mean, overall, ladies and gentlemen, Alien Romulus, we're gonna give it a solid A
Hey,
plus, man.
for
A
sure.
plus. We definitely say go see this in theaters. Go see this in XD. Damn good time. And there are some jump scare-ish moments.
Oh, a lot.
There was one at the end there that was really, really good. Right when you think you got him, you don't. But overall, damn good movie. Any last thoughts you got on it?
I'd say you gotta see that in D box, man. With them seats that move, with that alien gets you.
Exactly. Go see it
Oh,
in
heck
D-Box, man.
no.
Go see it in 3D as well. Do
Oh,
not just go see this in a regular theater. It's not going to do you justice. It's shot beautifully. It looks great. The sound effects and the sound editing is really good too. Like it wakes you up at some parts. It keeps you on your toes. And when the all and we love how the movie started
uh-huh.
and ended. Nothing but silence and space until you're on the ship, and then of course it ends that same way too, just
Yep.
riding off into space completely silent. So overall, like we said, we give it an A plus. Alien Romulus, you're really good. Whatever alien who the people who put this one together, if you're gonna continue doing a continuation of this story, please do. I want to see more
Yes,
of Rain. I want
definitely.
to see them make it to the new planet, and maybe they get followed by it, or maybe they get called back. I'm telling you, this is really, really good.
Oh
Really, really
yes.
good. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you guys later, and we'll see you guys next time.